Hey guys, Vidhu here, back with another video, and today we're going to discuss posture. Consider this small video as your masterclass for posture, and if you have any questions you can mention it in the comments. We can discuss there. Posture. What is posture? Posture is basically the position of the body. If I'm standing in this manner, this is my posture. From the side it looks like this. From the front it looks like this. From the back, if someone sees me from there, it looks like that. If I walk in a certain posture. If I sit in a certain posture. So posture is the position of the body wherever you are in space. Okay, now why do we need to discuss posture? Because a lot of times bad posture or poor posture is pointed out by physios, by strength coaches, even by physical trainers in the gyms, and even by a few people around us who think they know about posture or who really know about posture. So what is a bad posture? A bad posture would look somewhat like this or this. It basically looks odd. There is something misaligned about it. Maybe the spine is bending too much, or maybe the head is falling forward, or maybe the hips are protruding out. Something is off about it, and there is always pain associated with it. So if there is a person who's unaware of the posture, of a bad posture that they are moving with or sitting with or standing with, they will always have pain associated with it. There is tightness, there is aches, and if not taken care over the period of time, it leads to injuries, and then you spend all your money to talk towards doctors and whatnot. In turn, a good posture looks somewhat like this. It's pretty aligned. Spine, if I just straighten the poor posture spine, it somewhat looks like this, a natural curve. The hips are pretty solid, look strong. The head is right above the shoulder, looks strong, and there is no pain associated with it. So basically, a fix from a poor posture to a good posture has less amount of pain. And why does poor posture develop? Lifestyle. Your biggest answer is lifestyle, because we sit a lot these days. We spend time on the computers, and while spending time on the computers, rather than adjusting the screen, we adjust ourselves, and we adjust ourselves to the society basically. And then we are sitting a lot and we are moving very less. We don't strength train that much, and everything leads to a permanent change in the body. You're not meant to be like that, but you become like that. You create a poor posture for yourself, and then it's a vicious cycle where your lifestyle isn't improved, and then you basically create a very incorrect sort of a dysfunction, which takes time to fix. We'll see the fix. Now, what is the impact of poor posture? What does a poor posture do to you? We've already seen there are aches and there are pains. What happens because of that? Aches and pains and all that, chronic tightness in the body leads to less amount of energy. Less energy in a day leads to you doing less of your own work, you playing less with your kids, you spending less time with your loved ones, and you spending less and less time for yourself, for your physical activity, and you need to rest more, you need to sleep more, and probably this also leads to more sedentary and more overeating sort of a lifestyle, because at a certain point you would only want to sit and you want to rest, and because you're mentally so tired, because you're not into your body, you would want to eat more. And it's again full circle, and one thing leads to the other. But if you fix one thing, it leads to the other, and it's a circular fix again. So we'll see how to fix it. But before that, we'll have to see. First impact is the physical impact, the energy levels, and you not able to do stuff. Second is the first impression, perfect for people who are outgoing, whose jobs would want them to meet people and take meetings and make pitches for their businesses. It's extremely important. If someone with a hunched over posture just tries to enter a room, you understand the kind of impact it gives. Yeah. And third, and the most important, the major problem the world faces right now, it's mental health. And how poor posture impacts the mental health: less amount of energy, poor looks, unfortunately. And then when you see someone with better posture, with more energy and confidence, there is a comparison. There is always a comparison. You're already there, with your aches and pains and poor posture and looking in a certain manner, and then you look at the other person, and then there is problems of self-esteem, self-worth, and then again anxiety, and then stress, and then pressure, and all those things. With stress, there are breathing issues, and when there are breathing issues, oxygen does not reach your brain. There is mental fog, and you're not able to understand stuff, and it goes on and on. Yeah. So it's not just physical; it's mental, and there is first impression as well involved, which is extremely important for people who are outgoing, who would want to extract more out of life. Yeah. So how do we strengthen the posture? We have to see what happens from head to toe. So there are three major areas. There is the forward head, there is the hunched over back or rolled shoulders, somewhat like this, and then there is the pelvic tilt, very common, looks like Donald Duck. So we're gonna start from the forward head. Why does forward head happen? Forward head occurs because of a lot of work on screens. So you try to adjust your head according to the screen. So if the screen is down, you would want to come down, and if you're coming down on that chair that you're sitting in, your head would automatically fall forward, somewhat like this. Okay. So in all of the posture fix, something is tight, something is weak. So we're going to address the tightness first and then the weakness next. In forward head posture, the back of the head is tight and the front of the neck, it's weak. Okay, so basically your flexors are weak and your extensors are very tight. So you have to lose the extensors using stretches like the 45-degree stretch, and you have to strengthen the neck extensions, strengthen the neck flexors with exercise like the lying neck raise. Very simple. Advanced guys can also use weights, and then they can lie on a bench for more range of motion. We move to the hunched back or the rolled over shoulders. What is tight? First of all, why does it happen? Again, the hunched back follows the forward head because the spine has a curvature. So we need to fix it. What is tight? Front of the shoulder or the chest, pec minor, the smaller chest here, which just inserts the shoulder. What is weak? Upper back. So we need to loosen the front part of the shoulder with the wall stretch or through a 45-degree stretch of the chest. How do we strengthen the upper back? We do prone YTWs, Y, T and W. And you do isometric holds of these positions. Advanced guys can start with body weight and then can use 1 pound dumbbells, 2 pound dumbbells at the max. It's pretty hard if you've never done it, but if you start doing them, you're going to get stronger and much balanced, and your shoulders will also look wider. You will get that V look. The last one, pelvic tilt. Now there are a couple of things that are tight. There is this lower back, the portion where the hips meet the back, the hip flexor, the muscle that makes you sit, or the ellipsoas. Your core is weak because people don't know how to work the core, and more than half the people don't even strength train. And your hips are tight, or your hips are weak because we sit a lot and we don't train. And why does it happen? Too much sitting, unfortunately, and lack of movement. The causes are pretty simple. The solutions have to be known because people are not aware. Okay, so we're gonna fix the tightness of the lower back with the 90-90 stretch. You just lean over and you get a good stretch in that upper hip, in the entire hip, inside of the hip. You can also use rolling of the piriformis, because the piriform is the side of the hip. That small muscle inside gets tight, that externally rotates your hips, gets very tight. You need to roll over using a lacrosse ball or a grid ball, something like this, or maybe a tennis ball, and just start releasing it slowly. Breathe and then start releasing it. Do it gradually, 10 to 15 seconds each day, but do them gradually over the period of time, daily, so that you make permanent changes to the body. You address the tightness of the ellipsoas or the hip flexor by stretching. So it's a pretty simple stretch, but it gives you the entire, it stretches the entire front of the thigh, the upper part of the thigh, which is where the hip flexor lies. It's actually a muscle that attaches the spine, back of the spine, to the front of the thigh. So when you sit, it gets shorter, and then when you try to stand over a period of time, it does not elongate on itself, and you need to work to really loosen it by stretching, by rolling, and all these small micro feeding to the body. How do you address the weakness of the hip? Simple. Start glute bridges. Hold and then do repetitions of these. If you're strong in the gym, you can use weights, but most likely if you're using weights, you're most likely balanced from the hip. The core. Start planking. Planks are basic, but planks are difficult if you've never done it. And if you are good in planks, start challenging yourself by one arm plank, or maybe one arm one leg plank, Swiss ball planks and all those stuff, or maybe advanced core exercises. We can discuss them later, but it's very important that you incorporate all these 10 to 15 seconds. Plank you can do maybe 30 or 45 seconds in a day, but do them daily. Spend time. You don't have to work on top to bottom. Assess your posture, where you lie, where you are weak more, where there is pain, and then start micro feeding that area daily. But use all these stretches and exercises at least thrice a week. Yeah, maybe on Monday you just do on the pelvic tilt portion. On Tuesday you can do maybe the forward head portion. On Wednesday you can do maybe the hunched back posture, and then repeat for the rest of the week. Yeah, because the changes have happened since last 20-30 years, and it has led you here, and it's not going to automatically change in the next 1 month or 2 months or maybe 6 months. It is going to take some more time for some people less time, but for permanent changes you need to apply some effort, and small effort, which will take around 5 minutes of your time and lead to permanent changes over time. For people who sit on a desk all day, they really don't find time, even 5 minutes for them. They can, while sitting, they can first be aware of what their posture is and how is it damaging themselves, how is it really damaging them, and then maybe adjust the screen. Starting from adjusting the screen, maybe adjust the tables. Some offices have adjustable tables. Use a stand, a laptop stand, bring it to your eye level so that you sit straight. You can do some neck rotations, you can do stretches side, back, you can do the stretch of the front part of the neck like this. You can externally rotate the shoulders. You can externally rotate this way. You can stretch your wrist, rotate your wrist. If you have elbow pain, you can use loops, where you just loop in your fingers and your thumb, and you just open it. What it works is the upper forearm, because we are all used to grabbing stuff, which works the lower forearm. and this causes imbalance because this is weak, so you need to strengthen it. What else you can do? You can there is a 20-minute rule where after every 20 minutes of work you go and have a walk, maybe go have water, or go, and when you're on a phone, just walk around, talk on the phone. You can also do some ankle rolls, you can do some calf raises, you can roll your foot under the ball that I shared. You can start with the tennis ball and you can roll your foot. It's really good to activate those nerves because we don't wear proper footwear. Our footwears are dysfunctional, causing our feet to adjust to the shoe instead of adjusting the shoe to the foot. Unfortunately, we don't have good footwear in the market yet, but yes, in the US market we have barefoot shoes available. We have Xero shoes. We have Vivo barefoot. I myself use these. You see the shape of the foot, shape of the toe. It takes the shape of the toe. Okay, it's good. It's from Yoho. You'll find it on Amazon or Yoho website, and it really helps me train with expanding my big toe and get that balance. So this is how you can just fix while sitting on a desk if you don't have time to do the previous exercises that I mentioned. So yes, posture is very important, and you need to assess your posture where you are, where there are aches and pains, and you don't really need to always see a physio for each and everything. You have the power to fix yourself because you only have made all these damages to the body. You can fix yourself. If not, then find a good strength coach or a good trainer in the gym, and he or she can help you get there. But don't live with pain. You're not supposed to survive. You're supposed to thrive in this life, and so do that. So guys, if you have any questions, do reach me out through the comments or my Instagram, which I have linked below, and I'll be happy to help. Be the outlaw.